Hello.
Hello. I can hear you, Aaron.
Hi, Tias.
Hi. Oh, wait. Wait. I need to do something with my computer. Wait.
Okay.
Can you see me?
Yes.
Oh, good.
You see Lisa?
Hi, Lisa. How are you? You look great.
I'm good, thank you, Tias. We're in a room at Melbourne University.
Yes, and
in this room, although you can't see everybody, although Aaron's moving the computer.
Everybody.
So we have 20 Australian teachers and 20 Indonesian teachers.
Yes.
And we're all doing the bridge training like you did a couple of years ago now.
Yeah.
So what we wanted to have the chance to do is ask you a few questions about what you've been doing in your school and particularly how you're using Skype. So I might pretend I'm Oprah Winfrey and ask a couple of questions.
Oprah Lisa? Alright, Oprah Lisa.
Okay, so Tias, our first question would be, you have been using Skype with your partner school, Leon Gaffer Primary School, which is a little school in Gippsland.
Yes.
How have you been using Skype to communicate with them?
First of all, I have to arrange the internet connection at my school. So I talked to the principal about the importance of having video conference with our partners because getting them by snail mail is taking a lot of time. I think it's more practical for us to use the Skype, and the principal understand. So he provide the internet connection for me to get in touch with Irene. And then after that, I sent Irene an email telling her that we are ready to have a Skype, to have video conference together. And Irene arranged the students who will have a discussion with my students. Then after that, we keep on sending emails each other, preparing everything. It took us about 2 weeks to get ready. And after that, we start the video conference between students. Actually, we start with no target at all. We just let it flow, with what the students want to do. So we let them have simple conversation like introducing their names, what are their hobbies, and what do they think about others. So the Australian student will tell their opinion about Indonesian students and vice versa.
Okay, great. What made you decide to use you've used Skype and email to set up the relationship. How did that prove to be more effective than using the wiki spaces for you?
Well, I'm sorry to tell you, Lisa, to be honest.
That's okay, be honest. I can take it.
To be honest, my wikis is not very, doesn't look very interesting to my students. They get bored easily because of it's quite difficult to operate wiki, and the students cannot easily attach what they want in the wikis. And it took a lot of time for me to train the students to do the wikis because I'm teaching primary school students. We don't get enough time to study ICT at our schools. So I decided that we have to be more practical and find something easier for the students just to get connected. So the importance of bridge is connecting. So I don't really take consideration on how we do it, but the importance is the product.
Absolutely, Tias, and that's certainly our message as well, and probably what's important for us, and I can remember talking to you about it, is that we're able to capture the evidence of the student learning. And so whether it's on the Wikispace site or whether it's being done through video conferencing, it's that importance of the students connecting with each other. And the only thing is that it's important for Aaron and I to know what you're doing because we have to report on it to the people who provide the funding.
Yes, I think that is the lack. That is the lack of. Okay, I will refer to me. I'm easily forget things. I'm lazy. I'm a lazy person, and I'm not very smart in things considering technology. So I have to make a record. It's very important because if I don't make any documentation, record on what I did, I will lose track. And it is important because I need to make a program to make the plan work, the bridge work for us. So the bridge that I built in my school to Australia didn't fall off. So I need to make programs. That's why I have to keep my track, my record track neatly. I started when I had a pre-departure training, and then I got the training at Melbourne, like you have here now. I always keep track. I always make record notes, whatever it is. So take pictures. I record comments from my friends. I record their personal data, like their names, their family, their address, their email address, their school, what do they like and everything. I take notes on everything. And I also take pictures. I keep them in my computer. And I always make a diary. Since the first day I arrived in Australia, I make a journal of my trip. So when I look back, sometimes I have to work alone in bridge in my school. I need to sit down and think what I want to do with bridge for the coming week or the coming months or the coming semester. Then I sit down, I just look back at my records, and then it's a refreshment for me of what I want to do. I want to happen for my bridge. So
it's fantastic, and it's really important for us is the planning. And whether we're planning in order to use Skype or wikis or whatever it might be, certainly the success of the Bridge project is about the planning that happens between the Australian partner and the Indonesian partner.
Yes.
Tia, I know you spoke with Lee and Gatha on a Friday, and as a result of that, it coincides with prayer time. What do you think are some of the things that the students in Lee and Gatha have learned as a result of Skyping? What do they now know about Indonesia that they didn't know before, do you think?
As for my experience, they now have a better understanding about because I'm wearing veil. So when I came to Lee and Gatha, there's only one lady who's wearing veil. That is me, and it's new for them. So the students keep on holding my head, asking whether I have hairs in it. So it's new for them, but it's very touching. It's impressive to know how they react of my presence there. And I want to mengingatkan teman-teman Indonesia saya, teman-teman, that the importance of bridge is not what you have here, you have in Melbourne right now, but the importance of bridge is what you should do after you come back to Indonesia. That is my vision. I myself always take it as my vision. So I already committed to bridge. That means I have responsibility to implement the bridge to my students. So it is not for my interest in following bridge. It is for the students' interest in the future. So it's very important to remember that. And therefore, when I have to teach in Lee and Gatha, I'm not only teaching them about Indonesia, so they knew many new information about Indonesia and new understandings, but I also get new things to bring it home, to bring them home, and to tell my students how they would develop their understandings and tolerance, of course, because obviously we have different religions. Most of our students are Muslim, but some are Christian and Catholics. But It's going well. It's going well, but mostly we talk about culture and bahasa Indonesia. Right now, our main target is to improve each other's language. So my students is improving English while Irene's students is improving their bahasa Indonesia. Irene is teaching law. She's a law teacher.
So that's actually the next question I was going to ask. So do your students speak in English and then the Lee and Gakka students speak in Indonesian, or do you take it in turns each week and one week you do English, one week you do Indonesian? How do you do it?
It's our commitment. So I make a commitment with Irene that every time we have a video conference, I will make my students speaking English, and Irene will make her students speak bahasa Indonesia. But we are talking the same topic here. So there's a video conference when we had animals for our topic. So we talk about Australian animals, but my student asked about animals in English. So, and Irene students answering them in bahasa Indonesia.
Fantastic. That's fantastic.
Actually, it's very easy. Very simple.
Do you think your students' skills have improved? Can they speak English better now?
Yes. They are very excited to get their turn in having Skype. So I'm not working with one class. I take turns. So this week I take grade 3 and next week grade 4, and they take turn in doing the Skype. So every time they get their turn, they're very anxious. They're very curious about it. They're very excited.
I'm sure they are. It's a fantastic way in order to connect our students and build that bridge. So thank you very much for your time this afternoon. It's been great to be able to see you and hear you, and it certainly is a lot quicker than using that male snail.
Oh, yeah. Good to see you, Oprah. Thank you for the chance.
Thank you, Tia.
Thanks, Tia.
Bye. Bye, Aaron.